Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is a full moon in Taurus reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. As you may already know, the Hunter's Moon, full moon in Taurus, is earthy and steady, and it is on November 12th. And this reading will be from then until December 12th when we have the full moon in Gemini. Your safety, physical and emotional, depends on the need for stability, which may not be super easy to satisfy at the moment, especially with the Sun in Scorpio. You have to accept the changes and transformations as a necessary cycle in your life. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and right now this romantic full moon is asking us what we want, what we need, and what we desire. It's then having us release what is not in line with that. So we also see our own sense of grounding and structure more clearly. For those of you who follow my readings, I do new moon readings, and then 2 weeks later I do the full moon readings. Okay, and the new moons are a time to set your intentions, and full moons are a time to release things that no longer serve you. This full moon spread in particular is meant to identify what actions you need to take in order to manifest the intentions you set during the new moon. Okay, and for those of you who didn't set any intentions during the new moon, that's okay. It's meant to show you what actions you need to take to manifest the intentions for your greatest good. It will also help identify what's blocking your path and what you can do to overcome those blockages. This is going to be a 7-card reading, actually an 8-card reading with the overall energy card from the bottom of the deck. And then at the end, I'm going to pull some oracle cards for additional messages for my Geminis. So this is a full moon reading in Taurus, full moon in Taurus reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. While I'm getting these cards ready and I'm doing the reading, I'm just going to ask that you guys give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment and share if and only if that's something that you like to do. And I just want to thank you guys for being on this journey with me and give a warm hug to my new and returning viewers. I love you guys so much. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and we're going to ask Spirit, our angels, our ancestors, our loved ones who have passed, and our spirit guides for the messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. What messages do you have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? What messages do you have for Gemini, Spirit, for this full moon in Taurus? What messages do you have for Gemini for this full moon in Taurus? What messages do you have for Gemini? Okay. Ooh, shaky fingers. Okay, here we go. Okay, the overall energy for Gemini is, you guys are showing up in your own reading, the King of Swords. And the King is a very fair and just leader. He's somebody he's squared up against all of his enemies and his people as well, showing them who he is very clearly. He's very black and white. He's all about justice. He uses logic. He's sort of a lawyer or a judge type. He weighs out the activities of anyone before he judges them. And he holds this sword of truth, and he's ready for action. Underneath him, I do have the Devil card. The Devil can represent, bad habits. It can have to do with drugs and alcohol. It can have to do with any sort of addictions, even with sex or to food or anything like that. Anything that you have an unhealthy attachment to. So I do get, my dear Geminis, right off the bat, very loud and clear. Some of my Geminis here are dealing with getting rid of addictive tendencies and patterns in your life, unhealthy, low vibration activities and things that you might ingest, whether it be sugary beverages, caffeine, carbonated beverages, alcohol, processed foods, whatever it might be. It can also be bad relationships, people who are toxic, and that you're ready to cut them out, or that's what you're trying to do. And quick note about the astrology. We have entered Mercury retrograde, which is time to give a second chance to things that we may have tried to sweep under the rug before, but they do need to be brought to our attention. They need to be healed and they need to be cleared. And the King of Swords is a fast-moving energy, and he is all about trimming the fat, cutting out all of those negative habits, toxic relationships, things that no longer serve you. And right now with the Sun in Scorpio, again, we're experiencing lots of transformations. So remember, during these transformations, decisions. You know, we can't always take everyone and everything with us along into the next, you know, when we're up leveling or into the next stage of our life. Some people, some things, some behaviors belong in the past. Okay, and that can be very, very difficult for people to accept, and it can be very difficult for you because remember, that's ego-based thinking. Okay. So the Two of Pentacles represents where you are right now, and you're in the midst of making a very, very tough decision. You're juggling two things, two behaviors, two people, two jobs. It could be a side hustle, your creativity and what you do to make money, you know, your love life and your work. Okay, whatever it is, there's a huge decision that you're weighing up the options right now. And that's going to be, that's sort of like, I think you're looking at, you know, for example, let's take an example of somebody who, you know, was in college and used to drink a lot and be with their buddies and smoke weed and do whatever. And now they've moved on, they've graduated, and they've met someone who is more in line with who they are right now. And they might have to leave some of those drinking buddies behind because it no longer works into their new life. It's not about abandoning people. It's not about being disloyal, but, you know, maybe some people pull them back into some of these negative behavior patterns, okay, that we're seeing here with the devil. And maybe somebody wants to sort of clean up their life. Now, that's just a metaphor. You can use that in a lot of different situations. For some of you, I am getting this is relationships, and you're kind of being pulled back into the past by somebody who hasn't quite achieved what you've achieved. And I'm not talking materially or financially, but I'm saying spiritually. And they're going to really try to pull you back and keep you at this lower level, but you're really ready to move on and move forward. Again, Gemini, this is not very easy. I don't see this being a very easy decision. It's not a very easy reading because I think there's some real hard truths that you have to face and that you are facing. And I get that it's, you know, I get that you're being very strong about it. You're very cut and dry. You're very black and white. But you do, you know, there are some attachments, emotional attachments to these people, these things, these behaviors. And you're just sort of trying to say, like, can I do this? Can I do this? And Spirit is telling me you can. This is the time to do it. And you are strong and you are supported, no matter how difficult it might be. Now, how you're projecting yourself to the world, exactly. This is the Death card. This is Scorpio energy. This is right now. This is a huge transformation, Gemini. I mean, this is beautiful. And look at how the sun is coming out. Like, I love that. That's just confirmation from Spirit that we're on the right track here. This transformation, you're changing your ways. You're up-leveling. This is a reminder that in life and the whole nature of being on this planet, you know, we plant seeds, they grow, we harvest them, we reap their benefits, and then there's decay. And that's a natural cycle of life. There's death and there's rebirth, and you cannot take everyone and everything with you as you're moving on. There's some things that have to stay in the past, some relationships, some ways of behaving, some behavioral patterns, some actions, some things that you just don't do anymore. You know, now that either you're a parent or now that you value going to work or whatever it might be, or maybe, you know, you don't, again, with the metaphor of a drinking buddy, you know, you don't want to be hungover anymore. You know, you realize you have so much more to do, for example. Okay, and remember, that's just a metaphor. It may resonate with some of you, it may not, but apply it to your situation. Okay, but if this doesn't resonate with you, do check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs, because this is a general reading, okay? All right, now the third card out is what's blocking your goals and your desires, and I'm getting there's some sort of financial block. This could actually be a Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn person that is sort of standing in your way, but more than anything, I'm getting that you don't feel like you have you don't have the savings that you need to do whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to start a new business, or maybe you want to, you know, get out of that 9-to-5 job and branch out, and you don't feel like you have the stability. Again, it could also be a person. It could be sort of a father figure, or it doesn't necessarily have to be male, though. Remember, gender here is fluid, but it could be someone, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that's sort of standing in your way, and they might be holding a bit of money over your head. You might have a debt with this person. It may be material, or it may be sort of like some sort of spiritual debt that you have with someone, or something that you have to pay off, okay, that's holding you back from moving on, and it's making this decision a little bit difficult. Yeah, there was another message I just got with the King of Pentacles, and oh, it's about giving and receiving, because I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles in my mind's eye. And the Six of Pentacles is all about giving and receiving, and it could be somebody that's keeping you where you are. And it can be male or female, it doesn't matter. Remember, it's just masculine energy, and we all have both within ourselves, masculine and feminine energy. But somebody who's giving you just enough to make you feel comfortable, but just enough to keep you where you are and not let you move on. And that's something that you might have to really detach from. Okay, Gemini? Like, it could be, for example, a parent who's giving you an allowance, but it's keeping you in a place, like a stuck place, and they're sort of enabling you to stay where you are and not move forward. Okay, or it's a spouse who, you're no longer happy with and you're ready to move on. It's a toxic relationship, but they pay all of your bills. Okay, something like that is what's coming to me. All right, so just be aware of that. What you need to do to overcome these obstacles: temperance. Okay, this is a reminder. Ask for help from your angels. Okay, this is a guardian angel card, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your loved ones who have passed. Set those intentions, write them down, say them out loud, so that behind the scenes in the spiritual world, they can get to work to helping you manifest your desires and bring about the balance that you need. Now, as a reader, I read this temperance card as Sagittarius, but I also read it as Libra, fellow air signs, and about making that balance, bringing balance back into your life. Okay, and that's something very important. What you need to do is really balance yourself here. Okay, and here the Two of Pentacles, this person is balancing. Okay, and they're keeping up a happy face while they're doing it, but you do really need to do the inner work so that you feel balanced during this time of transformation, during Mercury retrograde as well. Okay, so you can move past these obstacles. You have two kings showing up here, so some of you may be making a choice between two people. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, or Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Some of you also might have those two, have this in your chart as well, and trying to balance those two sides of you: the nurturing, person who wants to be a healer and wants to be, outdoors and work with animals and that sort of thing, versus the person who, is a trained lawyer or judge or what have you. Okay, so it can also be balancing two things within yourself. What you can do within to help achieve those desires: Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is see your self-worth. The Ten of Pentacles is, count your blessings. You're stable. Remind yourself that you don't need, if this is somebody that is keeping you sort of in a stuck place because you're attached to them, because they're giving you something, and it's sort of more on the material side of things. Remember all of the stuff that you actually have in your life that you have earned on your own. Okay, so if you need to break away from someone or something, okay, this is also reliance on family. This is the happy family, the stable family, the traditional family values. If you need help as well, talk to, maybe you do have a parental figure, or somebody in your family who can help you get out of a situation or help you move through this transformation seamlessly and easily. Okay. So, and just take a look at, maybe you look at how your family functions. If it's a functioning family, to look at the good things that worked for them that you can apply to this situation. Okay. Now, take that and look at, see how you can apply it to your own inner situation. What you can learn from the outside world, or what can help you manifest your goals and desires, is again paying attention to the cycles. I'm seeing the Sisters of the Seasons card from the Hidden Realms Tarot Oracle deck popping out here. Remember, there's a cycle to everything. There's planting the seed, there's nourishing it, watching that seed it grow, and then harvesting it, reaping the benefits, and then there's death, and then there's rebirth. And this is the completion of the cycle. And that's what the outside world can tell you. It's okay, even if you are going through a major transformation, okay, and it's hard making this decision, and you've got to cut out things from the past that were really negative for you, okay, then that's a natural part of life. Okay, so just understand that, go through it. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, you're drinking water, you're getting enough rest. Be kind to yourself and understand this is natural. Okay, this is natural. Now, what's coming what your projected outcome here, the Nine of Swords, is all about exhaustion. Now, I'm not getting that for you, Gemini, this is your outcome, like as in you're going to feel exhausted and you're not going to get enough sleep. What I'm getting here is this white bird is coming in, all of this growth and this knowledge and this transformation during this Scorpio period is not going to be easy, and especially with Mercury retrograde making you revisit things again. Some of you may have had relapses and feeling like, oh my gosh, how could I have done this? I was doing so well, and thinking I'm a failure and I can't do this. And Spirit is saying there's an end coming. Right now you're feeling tired, you're feeling worn down, maybe you're not getting enough sleep. You've been investing too much of this sort of anxiety. Remember, anxiety is nervousness and focusing on the future, and depression is focusing too much on the past, and that has really kept you out of the present. But as soon as we set our intentions with this full moon, you're very clear on what you want, what you need, what you desire, and you bring those things to the forefront and you heal them and you clear them, then you will feel rested. You will move out of this energy. Okay, and this negative vibration. And it's all about, Gemini, raising your vibration. Although, this Mercury retrograde for Gemini may be a little bit difficult. Okay, and this period, again, this Scorpionic period of transformation where we're getting deep, dark, and dirty with our emotions is going to be quite heavy. All right, so I'm just going to pull some oracle cards for my Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Okay, what messages do you have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? Man holding a heart. Patience. Yes, my dear, have patience. Patience is coming out here with the Temperance card. Okay, what you need to overcome these obstacles? Patience, patience, patience. All right, yeah, you might be dealing with some envy. Okay, some people or situations that don't want to see you go. All right, so very quickly I'm going to start with this patience card. The 16 adds up to 7. So remember, go inward, investigate, reevaluate things, but remember that divine timing is at work. Okay, what you need to do to overcome these obstacles and this period where you're feeling, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling like you've got this huge decision to make, you've got this block, this King of Pentacles, financial or whatever. Remember that divine timing is at work. Again, you are supported by your angels, your ancestors, your loved ones who have passed. They're all working behind the scenes to help you manifest what it is you want. Okay, this is the man withholding a heart could speak to some sort of romantic relationship that's coming to you or that you're dealing with. You may be wearing your heart on your sleeve, and that might be really scary for you. Okay, you may be transforming a romantic relationship that may be a soulmate connection. Okay, because I do get the door of romance coming out twice. This is something that your heart desires. This is something that you're trying to manifest. Okay, some of you, again, the analogy I gave you, you may have met somebody who's more aligned with your heart, okay, and more aligned with your destiny, and you might have to leave some people behind, and that might be creating a lot of envy. Okay, people that maybe you have outgrown, maybe you're not into going out to the bars every night, maybe you're not into just being hungover all the time. You might have met somebody that has shown you, wow, there are other things I want to do, and that sort of thing. You may be following your heart. Again, if it doesn't resonate with you in a romantic situation, it's you having your heart and your soul aligned, okay, and you need to take ego out of it, and that transformation is difficult, and there may be things that you still have to learn during this Mercury in retrograde period, but this very romantic Taurus full moon is going to help you identify in a very earthy and grounded way your stability, what you need for stability, what you want, and what you desire. Okay, and I'm just going to pull one final card for my dearest Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Okay, and here we have Artemis, the guardian. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. This guardian angel has come out 3 times in your reading, so remember to take care of yourself during this transformative period. Set those intentions, speak them out loud, journal them, write them down. You have your heart set on something. Please don't let the past get in the way, even though there might be some envy there. Some people might be upset, but remember, during this period where you're cutting out the things that no longer serve you, Okay, it's not always going to be an easy transition, and you might get some negative feedback from the people around you, but you need to follow your heart. Okay, whatever this might be, a financial situation, a romantic situation, a spiritual journey. And just remember that you and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected, no matter what negative energy that people might be sending your way. Okay, Gemini, so please stay strong. I love you guys so much. I'm going to leave it there. Please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, and share if and only if that's something you like to do. And thank you for being on this journey with me, and I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful full moon in Taurus.